What's up, you guys? This is Vincanity, and today I'm at this place called Body Spec, where basically I'm going to be doing a scan called a DXA Scan to scan the tissues in my body, and also this thing called an RMR Test, which has to do with metabolic rate type stuff. Oftentimes I get questions from kids asking, how do I get fit? How do I get in shape so that I can dance better? And the easy answer for me is to just dance more, practice more effectively, train harder. But today, since it is the start of a new year, I'm gonna do a scan of my body to measure my tissues. And over this next couple months, I'm gonna change up the way I'm training, change up the way I'm practicing and improving my dance. And in a couple months, I'll do a follow-up appointment to really see how effective my training was as far as, you know, just getting in better shape, better health, etc., etc., etc. So first I'm going to be doing a RMR test. This is my lovely fiance. She's giving me a sanitary pillow. What is a RMR test?
So what that stands for is resting metabolic rate. So we test how many calories your body burns at complete rest via indirect calorimetry.
Oh.
What you do is you're going to breathe into this tube, this end mouthpiece. You're going to create a seal around that mouthpiece, make sure that your entire breath is captured into this tube. And then this is a nose clamp where you put on your nosies so that you can also make sure that your entire breath is captured through just this tube. The other end goes into this machine. Right now it's going to calibrate the room oxygen and then compare how much oxygen is left in your breath as you breathe out, indirectly calculating how many calories your body burns at rest. So right now you are in a fasted state where I didn't allow him to eat or drink, just so that your body's at complete rest. We want to simulate rest as much as possible. The test lasts for about 1.5 minutes of just a calibration where it calculates your normal breath, your heart rate, and then after that 12 minutes of breathing into the tube.
Do I need to take off my shoes?
Sure. Right now it's just calibrating room air, calculating how much oxygen is present in the air.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How much oxygen is in this air?
Right now it's saying 20.9%.
Is that normal?
Yeah.
This feels weird.
You look weird.
This is affecting my face.
Why do you look like that?
This is how I have to smile.
Usually I don't do this for people, so feel special. You can take the nose clamp off. You want me to do it for you too?
The DXA Scan employees are breakdancers.
Hey.
Hey, so now I'm getting a DXA Scan. This is precious.
Hi guys. So it'll measure your body fat percentage, and it'll also give you your weight and
Bone density.
Bone density.
And lean tissue mass.
Lean tissue. So it'll get everything on this beautiful machine.
Wow. And this is a DXA Scan machine?
Yes.
The same machine that's in the hospital. It's used to do mainly osteoporosis screening for mainly postmenopausal women. But with this one, the way that we do it, it's a different program, and we scan you from top of your head to the tips of your toes.
Wow.
Do I need to take my shoes off?
Yes, please, and empty out your pockets. If you have a belt on, take that off. And then I'll get you set up.
Look at those nunchuck hands. You don't have to bend it.
I know.
Relax it.
I was gonna karate chop something. So I have to stay really still?
Yes, please. So here we go. The scan is going to take only about 7 minutes, and I'll let you know when you can open up your eyes and when you can relax your arms and your legs. During the scan, you can breathe normally, just don't move. And do you have any questions before we get started, Vince?
No.
Okay, cool. Close your eyes and here we go.
What do you think you're at body fat percent?
I don't know, because at one point I was like 13%.
On what?
Huh? Actually, I've never done a DXA Scan, so I don't know.
How was it?
It felt like I was inside of a copy machine.
So what you see in white is your bone density. Green is lean tissue. That includes muscle, fluid, and organs.
I got some chunky I got some chunky calves.
And then red is going to be fat tissue. This is your total percent body fat. So kind of dependent on what you did in the past, there is a variation in DXA. DXA does scan higher and more accurately just due to the fact that it takes your entire body. How you saw the arm go down slowly, inch by inch, scans every tissue, and it shows a variation. I mean, like in one day she did 7 different tests, and it shows like a variance of like, here she's at 19% fat and body fat, and then here at DXA she's at 27. So depending on what you did in the past, 13 on that, you might still be 13 on that test.
So DXA is a slight higher because it's more accurate?
Because it's more accurate, it scans everything. So it's like, it's kind of like the truth.
I probably did like a crappy one, like I just stood on some metal thing and then some electric things.
So bioelectric impedance.
That's probably what it was.
So this one varied by like 3%. So yeah, you were probably more closer to that percentage. So below this, you will see a body fat percentile chart. What this shows is where you fall among other men who scan with us at Body Spec. So within our company, we've scanned over 50,000 scans by now. You just find your age. And it's funny because now you fall in this category.
Oh man.
Yes. You will see that you fall in this category of percentile, 0 to 20th, meaning only 0 to 20% of our population who are mainly athletes fall in this upper category.
So I'm in like the 1%?
Upper 20th percentile. What we say generally is when you fall in this category is that you are an elite athlete, that you're constantly training towards something, and which you kind of are. Training every single day.
I'm impressed with myself.
I knew that you would be in this category.
It's the holidays. I haven't been able to practice in like a couple weeks.
Over here, within your abdomen, what do we have there?
Organs.
All right, perfect. So we want to displace the fat lower in our body and away from our organs. Within that region, we also house 2 layers of fat tissue. There's that subcutaneous. Do you know what subcutaneous fat tissue is? Is right beneath your skin. So it's the stuff you can pinch. Within that android region, there's a deeper layer of fat tissue that is called visceral adipose tissue. That's the fat that surrounds your organs. We recommend to bring that number as low as possible. This is how much you have in pounds in that region. Anytime we say below 1, you're doing great. Below half a pound, you're doing even better. So that's where you are right now.
So I'm doing excellent?
Yes, you're doing great. Why are you so happy?
I was scared because I saw someone else get this and theirs was like 6.
Anyways, down here you'll see your bone density report. Now this is compared on a national database compared to other men, your age and ethnicity, and your mix. So I choose the more strict ethnicity to categorize you as. I chose your Caucasian side because that's a little bit more strict in bone density. It's more common that Caucasians would have more dense bones compared to Asian Americans. Looking down here, your bone density compared on a national database to other men that are of the Caucasian descent, your bone density report is actually off the charts, showing that your bones are more strong, and that I kind of knew.
I'm in the 1%.
You are actually in the 1% for this.
Oh snap.
Meaning your bones are more strong and more dense than at least 99% of men in that population.
No wonder I've never broken any bones.
Okay, knock on glass.
I was always curious about this.
Yeah, I figured your bone density was going to be really dense just because you did like taekwondo, you did skateboarding, you're a breakdancer. All of these are weight-bearing exercises where you do micro fractures and then your bone rebuilds. But it's just really interesting because did you even grow up you grew up vegetarian?
Yeah, I grew
that's
up
pretty
vegetarian.
Cool. And then I
ate
don't know,
fish.
Did your parents like milk?
No, we didn't really drink milk.
So that's something that's interesting to see as well from a nutrition standpoint.
Wow.
Good job. Down here, this is a muscle balance report where we compare your right versus your left with a focus on your lean tissue. We look at your limbs, looking at your arms and your lean mass. Your arms are exactly the same in lean tissue.
Really?
Right and left.
I was thinking
and
like
fat
my
tissue, they're the
my
same too.
power move arm would be like stronger.
So it could possibly be due to the fact that that arm might have gotten a little bit more efficient, so the muscles don't need to build as largely. So it's more efficient. Looking at your legs, your right leg has more lean tissue than your left leg, but you're still very balanced and symmetrical, and it's very common to have some differences and some variations.
What are my RMR Test results?
So taking a look at your resting metabolic rate at complete rest over a 24-hour period, if you were to just kind of lay like how you were, you would burn about 1,650 calories. Let's say you were really lazy that day, really lazy. And it's 24 hours where you're in bed and you're just like, Lindley, my dietitian, can you just give me an IV of calories? Okay. You would need about 1,700 calories from me. Lifestyle and activity factors. So this is in account for a sedentary lifestyle, but your lifestyle is kind of a little bit of mix where you're teaching how many days a week? Like
3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week.
3 to 4 days a week. So while you're teaching, you are like on your feet for 8 hours. And then when you're editing and you're doing video stuff, you're kind of not on your feet for that long. Let's say the days that you are editing. Lifestyle and activity factors, this is one that applies to those days where you get an additional 500 calories to sustain where you are right now, maintain your current body weight. On days where you do moderate exercise, which we know Vince's exercises are never moderate. If you ever worked out with this guy, don't.
Why?
It's like, oh Vince, it's my first day back. Let's be a little nice. He's like, drop and give me 35
I have
push-ups
never said
right
drop
now.
and give me 35 push-ups.
You've said drop and give me 50.
I would never say drop and give me 50.
What would you say then?
Hey, let's go do some push-ups.
Hey, let's go run the stadium. Up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs. Lynn, keep going. Don't stop. Let's die.
What can I do to make my bone density even denser?
Why? You're like, you explain to me why you want to do that.
You know, us 1%ers, we gotta stay competitive.
So, to increase your bone density, doing physical activities such as breakdancing will also do micro breaks in your bones.
So
Pun intended.
So when I do a windmill, it
You're like
makes slight breaks.
Very, very slight. You must provide your diet with enough calcium and vitamin D to make sure that you are absorbing that calcium and using that calcium and storing it back into your bones to repair them. And then another thing is when you increase the amount of physical activity you do, your muscles and your heart uses calcium. So therefore, if you don't provide yourself with enough calcium, your body is going to take from its stores, which is the bone storage. Fun fact, too much protein in your diet can also diminish the amount of minerals stored in your bones, because when we break down protein, we need a buffer, and the buffer it uses is calcium. Yes.
So so people that take like crazy amount of protein shakes have bad bone density?
Doesn't mean they have bad, but they're decreasing their bone density if they're not providing enough in their diet.
I see.
They're using a lot of the calcium to break down those proteins. Protein takes a lot of work for our body to break down. That's why we don't need as much as a lot of people think.
Alright, you guys, so that was a fun little appointment here at Body Spec. That was actually kind of interesting to find out that I have really high bone density. I kind of suspected it because as a b-boy or b-girl, you are an athlete. But you guys can also come down here and do a body scan and find out, where you are. For me, I think this is more like a starting point because I've done body fat testing in the past, but it was like, cheap stuff that didn't really give you accurate measurements. So for me, this is like a starting point. And to be honest, I don't really have any big goals for this, but increasing muscle is always a plus, especially for breaking. When you're stronger, you can do your moves stronger, you can hit your freezes stronger, hold them longer, all that good stuff. So again, if you guys want to get your scan, come down to Body Spec. They have locations here in California. They also have expanded into a couple other states, so look it up, see if there's a location near you. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, add it to your favorites, share it with a friend. And if you guys haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to me and Lynn's vlog that we have going on. It's very entertaining and funny, and I think you guys will like it. I hope you guys are doing well, and Happy New Year's. Peace!